Welcome back, everyone. We are currently in the middle of a series between DeMusliM versus HasuObs. Game number 1 was a huge 7 barracks stim timing, which we're not used to seeing that often, but regardless is
I wouldn't say
well
a stim
done.
timing, but just 7 racks.
So it was medevacs.
Yes.
Well, like the timing was based off his medevacs, and then he saw the Colossus held back, made Vikings, and as a result pushed. But well, I mean, I guess if it wasn't a timing, it was just like a push.
It was
7 racks
well,
push.
it was definitely a timing. I wouldn't say a stim timing though. I mean, he had stim for a while.
Oh, okay.
You know, but obviously it was a 7 racks timing. Looked amazing. I'm just getting into semantics right in.
Yeah, that's okay. No, you're absolutely right. It's not a stim timing. It was a well executed push.
Yeah, it's like saying it was a combat shield timing or concussive shell timing.
It was a 36 SCV timing. Whatever. I don't even know how many SCVs he made.
Enough that he can have a couple expendable, right?
It was a 2 orbital timing. Those are the worst timings of all.
The 2 orbital.
Yeah.
Dude, those are powerful.
Look at this.
Tell me.
DeMusliM's making supply depot. It's a supply depot timing.
Sick.
Let's introduce our players. In the top left, making a supply depot timing, it's DeMusliM, Benjamin Baker from Team Evil Geniuses. DeMusliM is currently 6-0 in his division. A win would guarantee him a spot in the playoffs, and you can bet your money that DeMusliM would be absolutely giddy at the thought of NASL Season 3 finals.
Fun trivia question, or not fun trivia question,
Trivia
but
fact.
Fun trivia fact, DeMusliM has yet to lose a series in the North American Star League history.
Oh, yeah. In fact, same with Hero until he faced up DeMusliM. Now, this player out for Protoss revenge is HasuObs from Team Mouse Sports. Hasu, Dennis Schneider, we did a profile on him. Fantastic guy, upstanding citizen in the esports community, as well as a great pro player. And Hasu's just he could use this win as well. He's 4-2, and a win here would almost secure him as being one of the top 3 in the division, because not a lot of people has as many wins as he does. And I think HasuObs, if he can win this series, almost guarantees him spot a wild card. It's still dependent on how the last week plays out, but it puts him in a prime position. So, and wild card is really important also for playing in the playoffs. You can definitely tell both players want this win.
So we'll see how he actually goes about this game. Maybe he's actually a bit shaken up from last game.
Shooken up.
Shaken up?
I don't know.
Like
You're
a salt
right.
shaker. But
shake it like a salt shaker.
Losing to a build that you know is coming is always one of the... Not only you know it's coming, but you know it's coming for a while. That's
because you scout with the obs.
Exactly. That's something to be rattled about, actually. So, it's a tough position for HasuObs to be in, knowing that you basically have a map hack on, you still lost. That's how it actually feels like. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to rattle him up a little bit. He is a world-class player, so maybe it doesn't. But we'll see how he actually reacts from game number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
And DeMusliM being, again, very annoying with his SCV. Very good job controlling and denying as long as he can on that fast Nexus. Now, Ohana is an interesting map for PvT. 2 base is extremely easy to defend from both sides, especially because, there's nothing really that... I mean, the blink options are very limited. We've been seeing a lot of blink, though, but defensive blink, like MC uses that on this map especially. And so it's very hard to kind of like push in and really do a lot of damage and push out. And as a result, usually you can securely get 2 bases. Now, fast thirds are where things get really irky. And I'm wondering what both players have in store. As you can see, 1-0 immediately get taken out. I don't think Hasu got that much information out of it, though.
Well, he got exactly what he wanted to know. Which
the expansion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he saw the matches of DeMusliM versus Hero. Yeah, and he's like, I do not want to lose to a 2 racks pressure. That will be the
it was
absolute
3 racks,
worst thing.
I think, actually.
Oh yeah, it was 3 racks. You're right. It was 3 racks. But same build coming out from DeMusliM. He's going for the reactor and tech lab.
Yep, and so again, Hasu has been showing that he's playing conservative, goes for 2 base, and then expands slowly to the 3rd. And DeMusliM, with this kind of knowledge, could try to change things up. He is going for a very similar 2 racks opening, and he can tech after this point and get up his engineering bay as well and go for fast +1 while going for starport. But the question is, well, he's going to follow up with another 7 racks, or is he going to be able to have more flexibility in his build, go for an expansion, try to out-macro his opponent? But again, DeMusliM on record for saying that he knows he has to capitalize on that mid-game timing against Protoss.
Correct.
And last game he actually executed it pretty well, and looks like he's lining up everything else the same exact time as he did last game.
Engineering Bay and Factory goes down immediately. I don't think we'll see that 7 racks play because the natural isn't nearly as big. Yeah. I mean, think about 2 force fields. It's like, all my units are trapped, and then you just start picking away at those Vikings and the medevacs. That's the way to actually play it out. So I don't think we'll see a style like that. I probably would expect him to go 2 racks into a 3rd command center. That's probably the best way to play out Ohana in my opinion, especially playing towards your player who is HasuObs, who doesn't go for 2 base all-ins, or is known for not going 2 base all-ins, excuse me. I think that would be the best way to actually play this out, but we'll see. DeMusliM is a tricky lad.
He is the Devil Terran after all, but HasuObs, I mean, he's also very predictable as well, and you can see that he has his robotics bay already in production. Again, similar to what he did last game. And he has his 4 gases very quickly. Now, the big difference is whether or not Hasu is going to try to go for a defensive approach and go for a fast 3rd, or it can go for maybe a squirrel-type push where you get really aggressive with just a few Colossus and capitalize before Terran can even get a significant amount of Vikings out. But with this fast of Colossus, it's just so, it's just like, wow, I just need that Colossus, and then all of a sudden I'm safe for a long time. And that's pretty much what Hasu is going for. But DeMusliM, setting up exactly like he did in game number 1. The only question is, just like you said, is he going to follow with more racks or a command center?
The Observer is already in, scouting everything out, so let's see what HasuObs actually knows. It's the same exact build. He's going to keep around here, though, for quite a long time, I think, just to make sure what the follow-up is. He wants to see if there's additional barracks over here or not. But no? Oh, he's actually playing with... Oh, he doesn't want it to die. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that. DeMusliM finally has his first 2 medevacs out. It looks like it is continued barracks. Now, I've gone into the theory about this, whether 3 barracks is correct or not in this position. I think...
Or
overall,
5.
or 5, that's true. But I think, these 3 additional barracks are better suited maybe 30 minutes or a minute later, just because there's no real timing. I mean, he's going to find out that he is up against Robotics Bay, and technically Protoss should be able to defend any form of Marine Marauder, like huge mass of them. So I think going the extra 5 barracks, or excuse me, the extra 3 barracks actually turns out to be fruitless. Just go a quicker command center, and you're basically doing the same thing, except reordering your buildings so that you're a lot more efficient. You get higher economy.
Yeah, and HasuObs spending a lot of his gas into tech. Normally we see Protoss go for Twilight, go for, fast blink at this point. They really want to shut down drop play from Terrans. That's what MC has been doing. It's when he's been doing successfully, especially at the Red Bull Battlegrounds. And now we see DeMusliM going to try to drop while shutting down any attempt from Hasu to take a 3rd. Has to be very cautious on not losing his army. The drop in the main is about to get picked off, though. HasuObs has the Stalkers in position. You see immediate stim from DeMusliM, but shouldn't be able to hold it up. And HasuObs deflects a very nice drop attempt.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Cleans up that medevac. 10 supply right there. That's a pretty nice advantage. Normally when that happens, you just go out and say, okay, I'll go take my expansion. Because at this point, I mean, can Terrans really pressure on anymore? Do you really want to be in a position where it's like, oh, I lost my 2nd medevac? Well, all of a sudden I only have 2 medevacs.
Yeah.
Because Vikings have to be produced at this position. Unit tab shows 4 Vikings out, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, DeMusliM had a 3rd going up the entire time, so just like we were saying, you're gonna scale back the aggression a little bit. Still go up to 7 racks, don't get me wrong. He's gonna have those barracks in production, but this time he has a 3rd command center, and he knows it's much earlier than Hasu's, and that's gonna be the key difference maker. Hasu, I love how active he is with his observer. Love the fact that he's been incessant on controlling a lot of vision, making sure to maybe catch sight of any medevac attempts.
Yeah.
And that's going to be really key because, again, DeMusliM, if he tries to go for any drops, shutting them down will be very key, especially now that the mid-game is going to start swinging towards the favor of Protoss.
I do want to say the +2 armor started up a lot faster than any of the upgrades that DeMusliM has. So that relative upgrade advantage will hold true for the rest of the game. That's really convenient for HasuObs, as having an upgrade advantage, I mean, it's needless to say, you've seen it time and time again where Zealots can tank forever with the power of Guardian Shield.
Yeah. No, they can. And it's going to be very scary for DeMusliM if Hasu's allowed to tech that far up. If he can get charge, he can get his upgrades, and he can get Archons to the point where kiting is really difficult with Marauders. And DeMusliM realizes this. I mean, he does have +2/+2 on the way, just like you said, and lining up a lot of production. For sure, he can easily max quickly off of these amount of barracks, and then he can go for a quick push based off hitting max N22. But Hasu is also going to be really hard to kill as well. He has 4 Colossi, making it difficult to attack into. And at the same time, what makes it the hardest is that Hasu is being very cautious. He has a pylon on the left to make sure to catch any drops, and he's got an observer keeping tabs on the army at all times.
Not only that, he has the observer on the right-hand side catching any drops as well,
Yeah.
so he's on top of everything. Really like where he's going. But really great control by DeMusliM. What HasuObs is trying to do in this position is pick off any form of medevacs, but of course he's not going to let it happen. And again, blinks back. So, you know, any medevac kills actually helps out so much.
Yeah.
It reduces the ability to stim over and over and over again.
Yeah, big time. Medevacs are really big. That's why a lot of Protoss players are prioritizing them in battles. Ooh, this is a really tough timing. DeMusliM moving before his 2/2 and +2 armor finish for Protoss. And that's going to be very tough. But you know what? Hasu backs off knowing that he needs charge. Charge will be the huge enabler to really keep these units at bay. Hasu trying to move out with the Stalkers to pick off any of the units. And at this point, DeMusliM going for that max timing here with 2/2 will be absolutely fearsome. It has a huge influx of units. Can HasuObs hold off against this? If this third drops without any repercussions, that'll be bad news for our Protoss. A massive stim from DeMusliM. And if you see the sentries trying to get into the battle to force field, the Stalkers blinking forward, and the units are trapped from DeMusliM. The Colossi are dropping quickly, though. Can the Vikings finish it off in time? DeMusliM cutting back as fast as he can. The third drops as well, but DeMusliM cutting back with as much ferocity as he can. The medevacs are about to go down, which means his stims are very limited. And with that, the army supplies do trade, but that is good news for DeMusliM as long as he can prevent the counterattack.
Absolutely beautiful play by HasuObs, and all you need to do is put pressure. He killed every single one of the medevacs. No, don't go High Templars in this position. I don't think you should do that because really his opponent can't get any more medevacs. I mean, he's down to these 2, and that's it. So if he keeps up the Colossus production, he'll basically say, keep getting Vikings, don't get medevacs. I have a lot of momentum going into this, and I can take you out right now.
I still feel like DeMuslim's in a good position, though, because this third is a planetary, and it's going to be hard to remove. They can't trade base for base, and Hasu can't just remake here and try to go back up from scratch, and DeMuslim's just going to get a huge production advantage. So that's what I'm saying when DeMusliM is in a pretty good spot. The couple things Hasu does have, he does have that +3/+3 slightly faster, and he is, you know, pretty much still keeping his sentry count, which is really valuable. But regardless, I feel like DeMusliM now has a huge thing because he traded, just like you were saying, we were talking the other day, trades in this position favor Terran a lot because killing off the Colossus is not that, especially if he's going for High Templars.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe the High Templars will work out. HasuObs is, of course, a better Protoss than me. You can see another starport and a factory started. How many ghosts out in the field?
None.
Ouch. So this is going to do so well. And there's the big scan revealing that High Templars are out and about. But he does not want to engage just yet, as DeMusliM is at a max supply to, of course, the 140 supply that HasuObs is at.
I love the fact that DeMuslim's going to try to see if he can cut off the army. Knows he wants to engage in the open front. Has to dodge these storms, but with force fields and storm, funky things can happen. Here comes a huge stim and a storm. DeMusliM runs straight into it, taking a huge amount of damage. Now keep in mind, he doesn't have that much medevac energy. He can't really afford to stim that many more times. DeMusliM could easily give up a huge amount of his army supply. And just like that, a blink backwards. And DeMusliM knows that he can't stick around for that much longer.
Just have pylons all around the edge, but they can't see up, so it's unfortunate. He's trying to do a little bit of pressure, I guess, in the main, or maybe just scout out for medevac drops. But still, I think HasuObs is in a great position. This is a fantastic position where opponents don't have ghosts out, so High Templars have like a huge amount of momentum going into this. Not only that, 3-3 is about to finish, but HasuObs, I mean, we've seen time and time again, he doesn't like to use timings. It's unfortunate, but I really feel like this 3-3 upgrade timing would be so successful. As he does have, what is this, a good minute and a half to actually use this advantage.
And before Ghost can really get out, DeMusliM's starting to donate some of his SCV supply, and that's just a huge indication since my opponent's maxed.
That's a bit dangerous, actually, Frodan. I don't agree with that on only 2 orbital command centers.
Oh, you're right. Doesn't have a third. He has a planetary, just like you were saying. So I guess at this point, DeMusliM is just trying to gear up as large as army as he can. He knows the next confrontation could be the last. HasuObs taking his 4th base. DeMusliM is also gearing up to take his. 3 ghosts are out onto the field. Doesn't necessarily have the energy to EMP just yet, but he could snipe. And as the seconds tick closer, it's going to be very beneficial for HasuObs to try and capitalize before the ghost count gets high. But DeMusliM's doing a fantastic job. He was freeing up supplies so that way he can get more ghosts out into the field.
Correct. And I love that, obviously. 6 ghosts on the way out as we speak. That'll be able to deal with the High Templars pretty efficiently. And we've seen time and time again DeMusliM's control of ghosts and his ability to snipe before the battle even really starts is so powerful. He had a great game with Hero where he did that.
Oh, wow.
Nice pick off. That's exactly the kind of stuff that's so annoying. Oh, my God.
A pretty big storm, and there's no real punishment from DeMusliM. Look at that blink backwards, and DeMusliM scans, and just like that, some part of his army gets donated immediately. And another storm trying to see if he can push back the ghost. Oh, DeMusliM trying to see if he can snipe off some of those Templars. Good trades from both players as those ghosts get the snipes off, but HasuObs does manage to land the storms. His 4th base from DeMusliM can't drop just yet because of the probe. So this battle is being really important. A storm on the ghost, but a huge EMP landing on some of the stalkers. Now a lot of those elves are weak too, but a huge storm as well. DeMusliM needs to EMP the rest of the units before any more storms. DeMusliM also trying to spare out his units. GG. HasuObs holds on and ties up the series 1-1 after a fantastic display of patience and poise.
That's the HasuObs style that I know and love, and he played so well in that game. Just so patient with the storms, but still I feel like there was a big timing where he could have really hit his opponent, you know, obviously with that 3-3 being up, but he played patient, said, I'm so confident with my micro and with my storms that I'm just going to play to that end game, get to 200-200, and there's nothing nothing you can do about it.
You got 3-3 Colossus Storm with charge lots, and he even kept sentries alive for like Guardian Shield and whatnot.
It's a wonderland,
that's the dream.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
the dream. Guys, thank you so much to Kingston HyperX for providing SSD and memory to NASL Season 3. And I know we plugged that right before the last game, but we just love them that much. We'll be back with game number 3, the deciding match between DeMusliM versus HasuObs. Which European is going to be able to take the series? The answer is after this.